love, you love because this is an Upanishadic statement, what I am going to say. Whatever you love because you love yourself. What doesn't give you happiness, you will not love. So if you love something, it's because it gives you happiness. Therefore, whatever you love is because you love yourself. Right? No, I love God. Why? Because He gives you happiness. I love my parents because they give you happiness. If parents is the only reason you should love, why you don't love all parents? Because they give you happiness. Right? So, what is that you love most is yourself. Everything else later. What you love most in the world, even more than God, is yourself. Understand? And what do you love? Do you love something which gives you sorrow? Some naughty person may say, I love sorrow. Why do you love sorrow? I am happy that way. Right? So ultimately, the aim is to be happy, and you love things, beings, all because they give you happiness. You love whatever gives you happiness, you love yourself maximum. Therefore, you are the source of maximum happiness. You are the source of maximum happiness. Right? Now, how does this information get? You don't have to search for it outside. The happiness that you get from outside is dependent on outside world, over which you have no control. So that will come and go. Not only come and go, any happiness you get from the outside world is potential sorrow of tomorrow. Any happiness you get from the outside world is potential sorrow of tomorrow. Bhagavad Gita says, dukkha yonaya. You tell me one thing, only one sample, that you have sorrow out of something over which you have no value. Only one sample. I have no value for this, but I get sorrow from that. You have a value for something. When there is a change in that, obstruction for that, you don't get it or you missed it, you have sorrow. So all sorrow is for things that you have a value. Why? How you have a value? Because that gave you sometime happiness. So all your sorrow is product of your happiness. This is what you get from the outside world. But the happiness in you never leaves you. Never leaves you. In that background of the happiness in you, you go through the relative joys and sorrows. In that background of this ultimate happiness, you go through relative joys and sorrows. That is why, in spite of this relative blow hot, blow cold situations, you still want to live, because behind these uncertain joys and sorrows is the real happiness. Right? So the happiness is inside you. You don't know it. You have to know it. Once you know that happiness, after that your mind doesn't run outside, and a mind that doesn't run outside is a peaceful mind, a happy mind, and total happy mind is God. Right? So what you have to do to be happy? I said you are that total happiness. You only have to know about you. Now you think, I am Mr. That's a name. And this body, you will not born with this. This body, what you are showing, is misappropriated with food of many people. Right? I am an engineer. I came after 15, 17 years. I am a man or a woman. That's a gender. Who are you? The one who supports the man, the one who supports the engineer, the one who supports this body, the one who supports the mind, the one who supports the joys and sorrows, the one who experienced all these, knows the changes, himself doesn't change. And when he is alone, when he is not aware of the body, mind or intellect in sleep, he is perfect, total happiness. That is you. Not knowing this, you run after things, and the more you run, they will go far away from you, go on chasing. Ultimately what you get, like the dog that licks a dry bone. The dog that licks a dry bone oozes blood and tastes the blood, and it feels the bone is tasty. The blood has come from its tongue by biting the dry bone, and the dog feels it's tasty. If you think dogs are unintelligent, we are no better, because all the happiness that you are getting from running outside comes from you. Comes from you. Simple sample, coffee. Agitation. When you get the coffee, that agitation subsides. Temporarily, you are with your real being. The mind has subsided. Happiness comes from here because the agitation has subsided, and you think the happiness has come from coffee. If coffee can give happiness, it should give happiness to all. Number one. Number two, if it has happiness, continuously 9th cup also should give you happiness. It doesn't. The happiness is you. You go out in search and agitate yourself, coffee. When you get coffee, you come back to yourself, you experience the joy, and you think joy has come from the coffee, like the dog thinks the joy comes from the dry bone. Can there be a greater help to you to live a beautiful life more than this statement, when you can understand, assimilate, and feel the truth of it? Can there be anything greater than this? To know that you are the total happiness. The source of happiness is you. Don't have to search outside. Just be yourself. Can there be any greater clue or greater achievement than this? No. Because all that you are doing is for happiness. All that you are doing is for happiness. Earning money for what? For gaining something. Why? I will be comfortable. Why? I will be happy. That artha, dharma, values. Why? Follow dharma. Your life will be in harmony. you will be in harmony with the society, and therefore you will be happy. Moksha. Why? Because people say that gives happiness. So whatever you do, you go to school, it's not an end. It's a means to get a job. Get a job is not an end. It's a means to get salary. Getting salary is not an end. It is a means for purchasing power. You purchase things not for themselves, for comfort. Comfort is not for itself. Comfort is for happiness. And happiness is for what? Nothing. Happiness is happiness. It's not for something else. So the ultimate end, whatever you do is happiness. Everything else is means, including your dharma, artha, kama, even moksha, is for happiness. That's the end. That's why it's called an end. Everything else, you go from one to one. You reach happiness, it ends. The pursuit ends, the chasing ends. Right? So now, this is what you are doing everything. But you have no time to listen to this, understand this, assimilate this. You are very busy for all other things. You are doing them for this, but you have no time for this. You have no time for this. Somebody was left in a forest, blindfolded. He was running this way, that way, without removing the thing. Somebody said, why don't you remove it and see the direction and go? He said, no, I have no time to remove. That's what we are all doing. Why don't you listen to something nice which will make you happy? Why don't you try to understand what happiness is? Why don't you try to understand what security is? What is freedom from death? No, I have no time. I have no time. And a lot of people say, next year, this year, my daughter is going to US after that. You send your daughter to US as a happy man. You have not found happiness yourself. And what are you going to do with your daughter? You cannot give her what you don't have. You have money, you will give money. That doesn't buy happiness. You have happiness so that you can give your daughter happiness. So this knowledge about me, the ultimate of happiness, the ultimate of security, because everything changes, I don't change. The ultimate of security, the ultimate of happiness is me. The knowledge of this subject, me, is called Adhyatma. Atma, essence. Adhyatma, the essential being, me. The knowledge about this is called Adhyatma Vidya, whose source books are Upanishads, which are subtle, so to make them available and comfortable for everybody, Veda Vyasa did Mahabharata, yet he was not satisfied because it was mainly emphasizing on dharma, and that's intellectual. Mere dry intellectual, even if you have all solutions, doesn't make you happy. The intellect should be coupled with love, which is heart. Head and heart should combine. Therefore, Veda Vyasa put the same essential truths of the Vedas in a more effective, direct, simple, beautiful way in a book called Bhagavatam. The same truths of the Upanishads, Vedanta Sara. What is Bhagavatam? That which belongs to Bhagavan. the words of Bhagavan, the stories of Bhagavan, that which has come from Bhagavan, the words, his stories, that which belongs to Bhagavan, who? Devotee. Bhagavatam are the words of the devotee. The devotee stories of Bhagavan. That is Bhagavatam. Furthermore, what is Bhagavatam? Bha is knowledge, Ga is travel, Bha, Ga is to travel through knowledge, to reach that which is by its nature knowledge. Bhagavan. Satchidananda Swarupa, Jnana Swarupa. Today morning children were sleeping so beautifully. Prema Swarupa. Right? To reach there, Bha, light, Ga, that which takes you to that light. Bha, light, Ga, that which takes you. Upanishad meaning is also same. Upanishad, same meaning. Bha, Ga, Vatam, that which takes you to that light. So, Bhagavatam, stories of Bhagavan, words of Bhagavan, Bhagavatam, stories of the devotees, words of the devotees, devotees, description of Bhagavan, Bhaga, that which takes you to that light, Bhaga means Aishwarya. Bhagavan, one who has 6 Aishwaryas. Bhagavan, one who has 6 Aishwaryas. Bhaga is Aishwarya. 6 Aishwarya. What was it? Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Dharmasya, Yashasriya, Jnana, Vairagyam cha, Shamma, Bhagaitirina. Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, lordship over all. Aishwarya means not wealth. Wealth, a separate word is coming for that in this itself. Ishvara Bhavam is Aishwarya. Ishvara Bhavam. Ishvara means, it is means will. Ishvara means whatever he wills will happen, is the law. It is. Right? It is, both Sanskrit. Is not English IS. Right? Because I know there will be a confusion in this, therefore I am explaining. It is the root words. Right? Ishanatrayam, you have heard, you know, or Ishanatrayam. Okay. So, Ishvara is Bhava, is Aishwarya. Is Aishwarya. Total lordship over everything. Somebody should remind me when the right context comes, probably tomorrow or today, to explain this. How do you get total command over all the world? You don't get by conquering the world. You get it by conquering your mind. I will explain later when Prahlad comes. You remind me if I miss it. Because this Aishwarya, lordship, doesn't come by conquering the world. It comes by conquering your mind. Aishwaryasya samagrasya, complete lordship over everything. Dharmasya, of dharma. Yashaha, glory. Sriyaha, prosperity, wealth. Jnana, knowledge. Vairagya, dispassion. These 6 are called Bhaga. One who has these 6 is called Bhagavan. One who has these 6 is called Bhagavan. Right? Now, who is here who doesn't like to be the Lord? Who will always want to be servant? Anybody here? You would, if chance comes, you would like to be Lord. You don't get a chance even at home. That's a different matter. But if you have a chance, you would like to be the Lord. Okay. We like Aishwarya. Right? Dharma, without discipline there is no progress. Dharma is that which harmonizes everything. Dharma is that discipline which makes things possible. Without discipline, nothing can be done. Supposing now, you decide, today's class I won't allow, and go on asking me impertinent questions. Even if I shout, you will ask. We can't do the class. A discipline is necessary. Even the child understands, such a small child, she is not making a noise, she or he. See? Even the child understands, something serious is going on, I should not disturb. Right? But I am prepared, even if the child tries to take it happily, because it's Bhagavan's day. I won't be disturbed. Right? But even the child understands. Aishwaryasya samagrasya dharmasya. So dharma, you need discipline. Yashas. Is there anybody who wants bad name? I want bad name. You do everything for good name. Otherwise, why do you take this train of dressing so perfectly? Because you want people to think you are a decent man, you are a cultured man. Yashas, name you want, fame you want. Shriyaha, wealth. No, I don't care for wealth. Right? You come to Dubai for wealth. Right? All of us need. All of us need. Narayana can wait. Lakshmi you need. So, we want Aishwarya, we want Dharma, we want Yashas, we want Shriyas, knowledge. Even the just born child wants to know. Give a toy, immediately tries to dismantle it only to know. Curiosity. It's a natural instinct in all of us to know. Why? Who is he? Who is he? Who is she? Who is she? You want to know? You want to know? Knowledge, jnana, vairagya. I don't have vairagya, but you have vairagya for sorrow at least. You don't want sorrow, right? So this also everybody wants vairagya. So these 6 you want, and you should search them where they are there. And they are there in Bhagavan. Because Bhaga Aishwarya, one who has it. So if you want these 6, try to know Bhagavan. That is by Bhagavatam. That is by Bhagavatam. So much time is spent in explaining these things, not because I want to show you how much Sanskrit I do not know. Because when I show you how much I know, I am also showing how much I do not know. Not for that. For you to be convinced, you need it. For you to be convinced, you need it. Don't ignore it. You understand? Because many people don't have that conviction that I need this, therefore they don't get the best out of it. They do so many things. One more thing also, let us go to Bhagavatam. That you will get benefit only accordingly. According to your conviction, you get the benefit. So that you know, this I need, this is my priority in life. Because this talks about happiness. That's what I want. This talks about lordship. That's what I want. Therefore, I will seriously pursue this. That is why this much explanation. That is Bhagavatam. And it is given in a beautiful form by, I don't know what to call. The prayer says, Vishala Buddhi Veda Vyasa. But for that Mahatma, any word is an understatement. Because more than his Vishala Buddhi, his heart, the world is not enough for his heart. It's so large, the world is not enough for him. He has given this in a form which is palatable, enjoyable while you read, and without your knowledge, by the time you have heard 6-7 days, you did the mistake of coming, but you became a divine being in the next 6-7 days. That is Veda Vyasa's technology. Veda Vyasa's technology. How does he do it? Through heroes with whom you identify. Through different heroes with whom you identify. And those heroes, he didn't make any one of them like Rama. Because Rama, as a hero, we will not even attempt to be like that because we know we cannot be. Rama, we cannot be. Because he is unsurpassable. Right? So he didn't talk much about him. And he simply escapes in the 9th skanda about Rama that Rajarishi Valmiki has said enough, therefore I need not say. Right? But he shows his love whenever Rama word comes, the adjectives he uses. So Rama is very difficult for us to practice. So what we do? We make him only God and worship. We can't be transformed. Krishna is our boy. He did what all we do. He stole. We like to steal if there is a chance. He told lies. We like to do. He flirted. We have no opportunity. He's our boy. What all we would like to do, he did it. Lot of naughty boy. I will tell those naughty stories tomorrow when after the 4th day. 4th day is in Janma. After the Janma, all is naughty stories. Right? So he's naughty as we would like to be. Even that we are not good at. He is mastered even there. And he is flirting. He tells lies. He steals. So we can easily identify with him. And you identify with him, then what happens? Veda Vyasa brings out all his divine qualities along with this smell. I will tell you the story, this smell business. You go for the smell, but his divinity with which Veda Vyasa coupled swallows all you with the smell and you become Krishna. That is the technology of Veda Vyasa. Extraordinary technology. First he makes you identify with Krishna because all you like is with him. Once having identified, you go on knowing about Krishna. Without your knowledge, you have become part of him. There are 3 lovely slokas which give this entire logic how you become in the 7th skanda. I don't know if it will come today evening or tomorrow. In the 7th skanda, how you get transformed through Krishna stories. 3 lovely slokas are there. I will be telling you that. That is Veda Vyasa's technology. Gurudev says, right? When I do Bhagavatam, I am supposed to do Jai Jai several times. That is the sloka what you do. Narayanam Namaskritya, Naram Cheva Narottamam, Devim Saraswatim Vyasam, Tato Jaya Mudiriye. You must say Jai Jai. Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki Jai, Sadguru Maharaj ki Jai. All that you are supposed to do. Somehow, the way in which I go, I don't do that much. But right now when I am talking about Gurudev, I feel like doing it. Sadguru Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki Jai. Because you can't be grateful enough to that God called Swami Chinmayananda, who gave us everything in a platter. So simple He made things for us. He says, where there are only two people who simultaneously can cater to the highest and the lowest, to the highest and the lowest. Vedavyasa and Shakespeare, Swamiji says, when you read Vedavyasas and Shakespeare, the highest people will get a message from that, and the lower people also will like all that about Cleopatra, right? All these things you also like. But the higher people will get the knowledge also. Vedavyasa is like. He has employed a technology where the elite get the messages and the ordinary people get sucked into that messages, transformed to become the elite. I think there's a story, I think it's Guruji said or Gurudev said, I don't know, Guruji I think. There was a great artist. He painted Queen's picture and called the Queen Amar, because he's a great artist. Queen agreed to come, otherwise he won't go. He's number one. So he said, I have made a portrait of you, please come. She has come with the dog. With the dog. The dog went and saw the picture, came back to the Queen. Queen said, this picture is no good. That man got a shock. That man got a shock. Why it is no good? Why it is? Better sit calmly, don't disturb. That child I don't mind, but you are grown up. Right? Okay. So disturbance is not outside, it's my mind. That child I don't mind. This I mind. Right? So, Vedavyasa, that lady was called to see the picture. Dog went and came back. She said, no good. Artist asked why. If it is real, my dog would have left it. Because she doesn't leave me. It is not very real, therefore the dog came back to me. He understood. He understood. And said, Madam, give me one more day's time. Please come tomorrow. She has agreed because he said, number one. She comes next day, the dog doesn't leave the portrait. She asks, what is the secret? Today the dog sees me only there, perfect. She doesn't leave the picture. What did you do from yesterday to today? He said, I put fish coating on that. The dog is smelling that and doesn't leave it. So that fish coating also is given by Vedavyasa so that we, the dogs, can go and ultimately be absorbed by Krishna. That is the technology of Vedavyasa. Done so much out of what? Out of love, 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 love. Today, my Annapurnamma, my Annadata, Kavithamma, asked Balaji, if love is all that you are listening to these classes, why do you need Bhagavatam? Pertinent question. If love is all that you, why do you need Bhagavatam? You love. For her it is so simple because she is love incarnate. But is it easy for everybody to love? You have to love to know that the whole world is lovable. Why it is lovable? Because it's nothing but Bhagavan. And you love Bhaga, Aishwaryas. So you love Bhagavan. World is Bhagavan. Because from gold, gold only can come. World has come from Bhagavan, so it has to be Bhagavan. Once you know the world is Bhagavan, once you know you are also Bhagavan, once therefore you know that the world is nothing but you, you accept all people as they are, because it's only you, no judgments, so you love all. So these negative things, the so-called divisions, differentiations, judgments have to be removed by seeing the one in all to understand that you need Bhagavata to appreciate what true love is. Otherwise, true love many cannot understand. True love is something extraordinary. True love is something extraordinary. In true love, nobody wants even recognition. The person I love should know I love. That person doesn't want. My love is my satisfaction. I don't want any acknowledgement. I know I love. My love is its own proof. I don't want somebody to certify me. Even God. That's why in Narada Bhakti Sutra he says, Swayam Phalarupatva. It doesn't need another proof. Knowledge, Sravana, then Manana, then Nididhyasana, then Chitta Suddhi. In Bhakti work, nothing. As you love, you get happiness. As you love, you get happiness. Swayam Phalarupatva. There is no first step, second step, third step. Therefore, to know what true love is, you need Bhagavatam. What is true love? Please wait till the 5th day when we talk the most glorious of ever created by any person, the gopis. Gopika Jivana Smaranam. The gopis. You want Krishna? You want to know Krishna? Very simple. Be gopi. There is no other way. Become a gopi. There is no other way. What is to be gopi? You have to wait for the 5th day. From 5th day onwards, for the next 4 days, only gopi. No Krishna. Krishna will be used as chutney. Gopi is the main dish. Okay. So this true love has to be understood and found in you. Therefore, Bhagavatam. Right? Now, in Vyasa's words itself, how it works, I told you yesterday, 2nd chapter of the 1st skanda. Let us see a few verses. Because whatever I block, at least 10% I should show you from the text. Otherwise, I won't have credentials. Yeah. One, two, 7. Yeah. Vasudevam Bhagavati Bhakti Yogaha Prayodikaha Janayati Asu Vairagyam Namam Chayat Ahaitukam. Vasudeva. Vasudeva. Son is Vasudeva. What is Vasudeva? What is Vasudeva? The one that enlivens all matter. Vasu is matter. Vasu is matter. Vasudeva, the one who supports, the one who enlivens all matter is Vasudeva. In simple words, Chaitanya, Satchidananda, Sat. That is Vasudeva. So Krishna is nothing but Satchidananda Swarupa. So every day you are chanting Satchidananda Rupaya. That is Krishna. So Vasudevam Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga, your devotion to Vasudeva, Prayodikaha, when you employ it, Janayati also Vairagyam, it instantly creates in you dispassion for things that give you sorrow. I have to qualify, it's not said there, it says Vairagyam. You will ask me, why should I have Vairagyam? I am happy with things. So I tell you, those things that we are happy will be the very sources of your sorrow. So Vairagyam means not leaving anything. Leaving the sources of sorrow is Vairagyam. How? You have any authority? Gita says, Dukkha Samyoga Viyogam. Dukkha Samyoga Viyogam. You are trying to identify with sources of sorrow, detaching from that. Dukkha Samyoga Viyogam. Detaching from the sources of sorrow. That is Vairagya. Swamiji's lovely example. These are all I heard from Gurudev when I met him in 62. Those examples you can't improve even on today. There is a daughter-in-law who is not allowed to do anything without consulting the mother-in-law. Right? So the daughter-in-law finds a dead rat in the cupboard. Will she go and ask the mother-in-law, should I throw it out? Even though she will not do anything without asking her. But dead rat, when you see without your knowledge, you throw it out. So when you find something is painful, useless, you throw it out, that is Vairagya. Vairagya is not to detach from something that gives you happiness. Vairagya is to detach yourself from source of sorrow. Right? And how does it go when I think of Vasudeva? Source of sorrow. Now, you are in this satsang. Right? How many of you now, because simultaneously IPL is going on now, today. How many of you have been thinking of IPL excepting me? Excepting me, in this satsang, how many of you have been thinking? You can't. You are enjoying in a different plane. Your mind doesn't go for IPL. Your mind doesn't go for IPL. I go because my insurance itself is here.
IPL.
IPL. Right? You understand? This is the very reason where they have got some obscene pictures or even carvings in temples. The reason is, this is again Gurudev said, if in the temple, even seeing them your mind doesn't go because you are with the Lord, what you love. That's the way you can understand that when my mind is at higher plane, I can detach from all things. So it's a training ground in the temples, therefore they put it. It's a laboratory. Who can tell you all this excepting that God, the Gurudev?
Gurunath Maharaj ki
Jai. So, you think of Vasudeva, detachment happens effortless. Detachment happens effortless. Therefore, when you detach, you are free from pain. So he says, think of Vasudeva, detachment comes. Then, 1-17. Srimad Swakhatam Krishna Punya Sravana Kirtanaha Prudi Antastaha Abhadrani Vidunoti Suhrut Satam. Srimad listening to Swakhatam, his stories, Krishna Punya Sravana Kirtanaha, of that divine Krishna and his glories. Sravana Kirtanaha, when you listen to those glories of Bhagavan, Hrudi, inside the heart, Antastaha, inside the heart, Abhadrani, Bhadra is Kshema, Bhadra is Mangala, Abhadra is Amangala, dirt, sorrow, confusion, Kali. All that gets washed off by Bhagavan's entry into the heart. They leave you. Abhadras will leave you. Srunvataha abhadrani antastaha vidunoti, get cleansed. Who is he? Sushrut Satam, that Bhagavan, that Krishna is the well-wisher of all these saintly people. Satam. Oh, they are also politics. This Bhagavan is only well-wisher of those saintly people. He doesn't care for all. Then you are teaching us unconditional love. If Bhagavan doesn't have it, how will I have it? No. He has love for all. The others are not prepared to receive it. The others have other priorities, and he is a very decent person. He won't disturb you till you tap him. And when you tap him, he doesn't say, all these years you have ignored me, I won't come. No. The moment you say once Krishna, he rushes and hugs you. Again Gurudev, God is this much away from you as the waker from the dreamer, as gold from the ornaments, as water from the waves. That much God is away from you. How much? There is no distance. He is the essence in you, but you have no mind for him. And he says, never mind, I will wait. I will wait. Therefore, Satam Sufrit, he is the well-wisher of the saintly people who want him. Others he doesn't disturb. Right? Shankaracharya gives a lovely example. Supposing winter, fire, some people are comfortable, some people are not. Why? Some people went to that fireplace and feel the comfort. Some people are not going there. They can't be comfortable. Now is fire partial? Fire is not partial. You go, it gives you comfort. You don't go, it cannot help. Bhagavan is there. You say only once, Sakrudeva Prapannaya Tavasmi Yachate Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyaha Dadamyetat Pratamama Sri Rama says in Ramayana. Only once you have to say, I am yours. After that, you want to rig it out, you cannot. So don't do that mistake. With Bhagavan, once if you say, I am yours, after that, the agreement is made. They don't cancel the agreement. That is Bhagavan. Oh, I am a dirty fellow. He says, don't worry. I was much dirtier in Gokul, but my Yashoda Amma used to hug me with all that dirt. So I will hug you too. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktihi bhavati naistiki. When these abhadras, amangalas, dirt has gone out of listening to Bhagavan's stories, nashtaprayeshu abhadrani bhagavati bhaktihi jayate. You get love and devotion to God. You get love and devotion to God. Then what happens? Tada, then when you get the devotion, rajaha, tamaha, bhavaha, kama, lobaha, adi, yascha etaihi, anaviddham sthitam sattve prasadati. Anaviddham sattve, uninterrupted sattva, pure intellect. Uninterrupted by what? Kama, lobha, ityadi. By these things. You will be established in that sattva. You will be established in that sattva. Then what happens? Evam prasanna manasaha. And then your mind is happy, peaceful, quiet. Prasanna manasaha. Evam prasanna manasaha Bhagavad Bhakti Yogatah Bhagavad Tattva Vijnanam Mukta Sangasya Jayate. And when the mind is quiet, you feel the presence of Bhagavan. Because Bhagavan is all the time there. You are not feeling his presence because it is agitated. When the mind is calm, quiet, peaceful, you feel his presence. And then what? Then you are freed from dependence on the external world, which is called mukti. So he says, Bhakti Yogataha Bhagavataha Tattva Vijnanam. You understand the real nature of Bhagavan. Mukta Sangasya Jayati. And then that man gets liberation. And then he quotes Upanishad Pada. Vidyate Hrudaya Grandihi Jidyante Sarva Samshaya Chiyante Asya Karmani Drushta Eva Atmani Ishwari. A little change from the Mundaka Upanishad. Last two words only he changed. Right? So that is Vyasa's technique. That is Vyasa's technique. With this, the first is Skandha. Don't think it's over, because I will again go back. But right now I have to tell you, with this, the essential first Skandha is over. The first Skandha is to tell you how you can prepare yourself like Parikshit, fit for Sravana of Bhagavatam. Adhikari preparation is the first Skandha. Adhikari. Adhikari means, doesn't mean so and so is fit, the other is not fit. Adhikari, when qualifications are given, you equip those qualifications to be an adhikari. It's not that you are kept aloof. Come on, get those qualifications. So the first Skandha is adhikari. So the essential first Skandha is over, but we cannot skip two lovely chapters there. So I had to tell you that. What are they? Prayer of Kunti, prayer of Bhishma. Prayer of Kunti, prayer of Bhishma. These two are there. Extraordinary, I can't skip. Before that, Draupadi Amma. You know, in all our scriptures, ladies have been put in the highest. Bhagavata. I don't have to tell you, gopis are the highest. Krishna gets merit because of the gopis. Right? Bhagavata. And not only that, there are several things coming, I will tell you at that time. Here itself, Vyasavasa says here, Draupadi's character, Kunti's. That I am going to come to Draupadi and Kunti, what Vyasavasa says here. Same thing he highlighted in Mahabharata also. In Ramayana, the glory is stolen by Sitamma, Urmila, Sumitra. Why these three? You didn't say Kausalya and Kaikeyi. Sumitra tells her son Lakshmana, when he says, I will go to forest with Rama, she didn't say, why you have to go? He only has to go. King only told him, why you have to, why are you going? She didn't say. She said, wherever Rama is there, that is Ayodhya. Wherever Rama is there, that is Ayodhya. Here after Rama goes, this is Adavi. Adavi, forest. Don't be here, go to Ayodhya with Rama. Which mother will say? Which mother will say, sir? Sumitra says, Atavim Ayodhyam Vinti. Ramam Dasharadham Vinti. No Rama to be Dasharadha. Forest to be Ayodhya. Follow him. Which mother will say? Urmila. Sita has to undergo trouble because she married Rama. Why should Urmila miss her husband for 14 years? She didn't grapple. Sitamma, none has to say. This is the picturization of all the women in Ramayana. There are two more ladies who could know Rama as Bhagavan. Nobody knew. All great people didn't know Rama as Bhagavan. Two ladies, Tara and Mandodari. They tell their husbands, what are you fighting with whom? He is Narayana. He is Narayana. Tara and Mandodari. See the picturization. Husbands are made Rakshasas. Women are made Jnanis. Even in those days. Right? And here, Draupadi, first reaction, this Ashwatthama kills 5 sleeping children. 5 sleeping children. My Sanskrit is 4. I said 4 because I thought Pancha is 4. Pancha Pandava, right? Pancha Pandava. Pancha means 5. 5 Pandavas had 5 Upa-Pandavas, children. This man in sleep kills them. Other people are telling, today is a very bad word, terrorism. Is this worse than, is this better than any terrorism today it's going on? To kill 5 sleeping children? Terrorism was there even in Rama's period, it will be there all the time. Therefore, do not say today Kali is bad. Where do you see children like Balavihar and Yukendra of Chimya Mission in those days, interested in Gita Upanishad? Today, everyone, so don't curse Kali. The awareness is great. Okay. So he kills them. He kills them. And naturally, as a mother gets upset, and Arjuna said, I will try to appease you by by killing that man. I go and kill them. He goes. Somehow Arjuna also has a soft heart. Arjuna is a very soft heart. That is why Krishna gave him the Gita. Bhima never had any problem. Dharmaraja never had also, because Dharmaraja knows Dharma. Bhima, no confusion. Wicked people kill. No confusion. Okay? This Arjuna is soft, dilly-dallying. So he is promised I will kill, but he didn't kill. He ties him to the chariot and brings. Yes. Draupadi, as soon as, oh, you leave him, leave him, leave him. I can't see this. The fellow who killed her 5 children, dragged in the chariot, this mother cried, leave him, I can't see this. He is Guru's son, as good as Guru. Let his mother not weep like I am weeping for my children. Where, sir, you get this character? That is what Vedavyasa did of Draupadi in a passing reference in Bhagavatam. All our scriptures glorify these streets like that. Understand? So that is Draupadi part. Now Kunti. We'll see the Kunti sources. Okay. The session will be extended by 3 more days. Because I can't finish. And I don't feel like skipping anything. What am I to do? Kunti's prayer. Namah Pankajanaavaya Pankajamārine Namah Pankajanetrāya Namaste Pankajandre. Pankaja means lotus. This is again Gurudev said. Lotus always stands for truth. Bhagavan has 4 hands. In one hand, Kant. He calls you. Listen, he gives you lotus, truth. Don't listen, a few kicks here and there. Losing some chairs, somebody dying, engaged, kicks here and there. Gada. With the Gada. Still, no, he says, this life is enough, next life sends chakra. You understand? So lotus stands for truth. That is why Lakshmi stands on lotus. Literally, if you take, she will tumble, fall. Truth alone supports wealth. The wealth that's not supported by truth will be disastrous. Right? So, Pankaja Namaya, Pankaja Marine, Pankaja Netraya, the one who sees truth only, from whom Navi is the birthplace of everything. From him all truth emanates. Pankajangraye, who stands on truth. That is the word prayer for Bhagavan. Then, this is the greatest. Who of you will have the courage to repeat even this verse? I first tried a few days because some mantras I repeat. I wanted, then I got fear. Bhagavan gives really this, I can't take, I repeat. You know what is the prayer Kunti says? Krishna, give me all the time troubles. Will you pray? Vipada Santunaha. Vipada means adversity. Santu, let them be. Naha, of us. All the time give us sorrows. Who will pray? Kunti Amma prays. She says, Krishna, give us all the time sorrow. Why? She gives the reason. Vipada Santunaha. Shashvatatra, permanently. Tatra Jagat Guru. You are the teacher of the whole world. Why? When we are in sorrow, Bhavataha Darshanam, we deeply invoke you and we can feel your presence. Even inner. Outer, he comes for Pandavas, that is different. I have to tell both. When we are in distress, you are always there. And your darshana will take away the root cause of all sorrows, Punarjanma. So give us sorrows so that we don't have to go through this cycle of sorrows. Kunti prays, give us sorrows because you don't ever invoke God so deeply as you are in troubles. In happiness, you don't invoke that beautifully. Therefore, she says, give us sorrows. where do you have this courage? That is Kunti Amma. Then, how can I skip this? Then, next one. Atha Vishvesha Vishwasman Vishwamukti Swakeshu Cha Swakeshu Me Sneha Pasham Imam Chindi Drudam Pandushu Krishnashu Vishvesha Vishwamukti, please cut off this attachment to my birth clan Krishnis and my in-laws clan Pandus. Krishna, cut off this attachment of mine to all. I don't want any one of these. She prays Kunti. How can you skip this? Next comes Bhishma. Bhishma. Right? I am supposed to finish today at least till 6th skandha. I am still in the first skandha. But I will definitely do 6 skandhas. You have to wait till 8. Otherwise I can't. Balaji has to keep me 3 more days. Right? Okay. Bhishma Stava. He has the audacity to tell Krishna, Krishna, stand there. Stand there, don't move till I live my life. Because he is Ichhabhuti. He will leave when he wants. Now I am going to leave. But in a few minutes I am going to leave. But till then, don't move. Not only don't move, this form I want you to be. This form I want you to. In this form, you present yourself to me and stay there. Who had got this guts to command God? Bhishma had. Because he is the greatest devotee of Krishna. Greatest devotee of Krishna. All true. What is the model? Hold on to Bhagavan. Let your prarabdha take care of itself. Don't worry. Bhishma had to go through that. He had to do all things that he didn't like. But he never missed Krishna from his side. And therefore, Krishna has to stand before him. Krishna has to stand before him. He says, stand there. See the beautiful verses. He says, before that, Sarvam Kalakritam Manye Bhavatam Chaye Yad Apriyam Sapalo Yad Vashe Lokaha Vayoriva Ghanavalihi Yatra Dharmasuto Raja Gadapani Rugodaraha Krishno Astri Gandivam Chapam Sukruti Sukrut Krishnaha Tato Vipat. Where there is Dharmasuta, Dharmaraja is there. Gadapani Bhishma is there. Gandivi Arjuna is there. And your friend Krishna is there. There, this type of calamities, killing children. How can this happen when all of you are there? He says, Sarvam Kalakritam Manye. I believe it's all the play of time. It's all the play of time. Even God cannot avert it. Krishna could not avert it. That's the first sloka. Then, Bhaktya Aveshya Yasmin Vacha Yad Nama Kirtiyam Tyajan Kalevaram Yogi Muchate Kama Karma Vihi. Through bhakti, a meditator, when he leaves the life, thinks of Bhagavan, his karmas are written off. If somebody, even in the last minute, thinks of Bhagavan, his karmas are written off. Such Bhagavan is standing before me. That will come later, I feel. Right? Sa Deva Devu. Just thinking of him, your karmas are written off. And that Sa Deva Devu, that God, Bhagavan, Pratikchatam, you are before me, but Pratikchatam, wait. Stand. Wait. Pratikchatam, Kalevaram Yavadidam, till I cast off this body. And how should you be there? Lochana Ullasan Mukhambujaha, with smiling face and happy face, right? Mukhambujaha, your lotus face, Dhyana Pata Chaturbujaha, that should stand in my dhyana, in my channel of dhyana. In my channel of dhyana. You stand there and let that be in my dhyana patha, in the path of dhyana. And then I leave the body. Till then you stand. Power of devotee, sir. Power of devotee. So that is first skanda. Next skanda is the smallest in the whole Bhagavata. Second skanda. This gives two subjects. One is sadhana, the other is subject. The subject is dealt elaborately in this. But there are only 10 chapters in the second skanda, which is the smallest. But very important. You know why it is important? Whole Bhagavata source was 4 slokas. Original source was 4 slokas. How many students Swamiji had at the first exam? 4. And today how many? Few lakhs. Why each one went on telling, this is from Srimad, have you heard it? Have you heard his English? Have you heard his jokes? You understand? That remains in their mind. And they go on multiplying, and the people also multiply. So if you want to multiply people, you have to multiply what you hear. So first it was only 4 slokas, which Bhagavan revealed from the heart to Brahmaji. Vishnu, Narayana revealed the Bhagavata to Brahmaji in the heart. Ede Huda Ya Adi Kavaye, in his heart. Ya Adi Kavaye Brahma. He revealed that truth. Mukhyanti Yatra Surayaha, the truth where even the learned people get perplexed. Mukhyanti. That he revealed to Brahma. In the form of 4 slokas, it is called Chatusloki Bhagavata. That comes in the 9th chapter of the 2nd skanda. Chatusloki Bhagavata comes in the 9th chapter of the 2nd. That is the seed Bhagavata. That Bhagavata, which Narayana gave it to Brahmaji, gives it to Sanat Kumaras. By that time it becomes a few hundred. Sanat Kumaras give it to Narada. It must have become 1,000 or 2,000. Narada gave it to Veda Vyasa. It must have become 4,000-5,000. Veda Vyasa gave it to Sukha Brahma. It must have become 7,000-8,000. Sukha Brahma, Suta listened. And the Bhagavata that you have is 18,000. 18,000 slokas. What was? 4. All of you say, I have invested 1,000 rupees in Infosys. Today it is worth 5 lakhs. You say this, That is this. 4 has become 18,000. In what? In the original Bhagavata. You listen to all the TV channels. They come and ask me. They come and tell me with authority. Krishna said this in Bhagavata. Nowhere it is there. Nowhere. It is there. Each one spins his own story. And people listen to it. And they will come and tell you. And you have to explain to them. What is not there? What is there I can explain. What is not there, how will I? So it goes on multiplying. Understand? So this Chatusloki is there in the 2nd skanda, so very important. And then the next 10 skandhas, he himself gives the names. Totally 12 skandhas. First 2 skandhas, he doesn't give the names. Our gurus tell us. First skandha is Adhikari, second skandha is Sadhana or Vishaya. The rest 10 skandhas, Veda Vyasa himself gives names. Sarga, Visarga, Sthana, Poshana, Utayaha, Manmantaraha, Ishanukatha, Muktihi, Nirodha, Muktihi, Ashrayaha. These are the 10 topics of the 10 skandhas. I'll give you the verse number. Right? I'll give you that. 2.10.1. 2.10.1. Atra sarga, visargacha, sthanam, poshanam, bhutayaha, manmantaraha, ishanakata, nirodho, mukti, ashraya. These are the 10 topics. I'll explain what they are. Before that, I had to do this Chatusloki. Before that, I had to tell what are the other 10 chapters in second skandha. In the second. First thing is dharana. Dharana is when you have to meditate, you can't sit for meditation. You have to bring the mind from the wandering fields into a particular theme. Coming to that theme, going through the theme is called dharana. Take one aspect of the theme, concentrate, that's called dhyana. That's called dhyana. And then fuse it with the theme, that's called samadhi. Bhagavata, he himself says, the 9 skandhas were given so that by the time you come to Krishna's story in 10th skandha, your mind is purified. So whole 9 skandhas is dharana. Right? So first chapter of the second skandha talks about dharana. Next chapter talks about dhyana. Third chapter of second skandha, you want this, worship this God. You want this, including Ramba, Urvasi, Ella and so on. Yeah, whoever wants, you can see that at home. Third chapter, 2. Why we don't see? He himself says, I gave you, you wanted, I gave the addresses. But intelligent people won't take that. He says that. Intelligent people won't go for that. Intelligent people will go only for Bhagavan. That is the third chapter. Right? Fourth chapter is just praising Bhagavan. Fifth and sixth on creation, clearing the doubts of Narada by Brahmaji. Seventh chapter is the entire Bhagavata summarized. 7th and 8th. 9th is Chatusloki. 10th is this Dasadakshanas. Right? Of the second skandha. So, having bluffed you, now I will just touch the Chatusloki. The first Narayana. Ahameva asam agre. I alone was there in the beginning. Bhagavan says, Ahameva asam agre. Nanyat yat sat asat param. Nothing beyond the manifest or unmanifest. Nothing else other than me. Sat means manifest. Asat means unmanifest. I alone was there in the beginning. Now, some of you, because today all of you have scientific mind. So let us see whether this is truth. There was only one. Supposing the finite world has to come. If the finite has come from the another finite, that finite should have come from some other thing. Because finite is that which comes into being and lost. So it should have an origin. One finite coming from one finite, another finite, and you go on. You can never reach the origin. That is called logical absurdity. Logical, which is not possible. Infinite digress, Swamiji says. Right? In Sanskrit, it's called anavastha dosha. Means you cannot pinpoint the location. Anavastha dosha. Right? It cannot happen. Therefore, finite should have an infinite origin. Finite should have an infinite origin. What is infinite? That which is there all times and all places. Therefore, the multiple world should have come from one. Therefore, Bhagavan says, Ahameva idamatra asi. I alone was there in the beginning. Right? Bhagavan was there. From him the world has come. Bhagavan is there. You assume for the time being. What do you lose, sir? Even to assume. You assume I am Bhagavan. Don't look at it like that. You can assume. Nothing wrong. You assume I am Bhagavan. From me word has come. Now what happened? From me something has come. Where it was, there is a hollow. There is a hole. There is a hollow. So Bhagavan now has become hollow and there is a hole. That's why he becomes holy. Right? And therefore Bhagavan will be mutilated. See logic. Is that possible? Therefore, there is no creation. Some great person asked me this morning, I didn't complete it. Now I am completing it. Right? I realized I didn't complete that answer. Now I am completing. You understand? There is no creation at all. What is creation? It is just recreation of Bhagavan. How can there be this created so much I see? What about your dream? You see so much there. Is it created? Is it created? But you see, seeing is not experiencing the truth. You can see many things. You see a blue sky. What is the color of sky, ma? Tell. Huh? Blue. There is no sky at all. Where is blue? There is no sky at all. Beyond a ray, the eye ray, everything looks blue. Beyond the eye ray. That's why sea also looks blue. You see something which is not there. You see your dream which is not there. You see something which is not there. You understand? You see something good in me which is not there. So, seeing is not the proof. Right? Seeing is not the proof. You see the world, that's not a proof that the world is there. How can I see something is not there if the world is not there? Because there is a truth in the world which is called Bhagavan. Dream you saw, how can you see? Because the waker is there as Sat and Chit in the dreamer. Atmanasya, Satchidam Sascha, Buddhe Vritti Iti Dvayam, Samyodhya Avivekena Jamami Iti Pravartate Atmabodh. This is Atmabodh, 25th sloka. If you don't touch it with a thought, you feel, I know, I see. Dream is like that. Sat, Chit and thought mixed together. A mixture of truth and untruth. Satya, Anrutam, Mijini Krutya. Sharirika Mimamsa. Satya, Anrutam, Mijini Krutya. In Amrutam, there is Satya. To see something false, it should be supported by truth. You see a ghost. You see a ghost. You can't see a ghost which is not there without a ghost supporting it. You understand? You see a snake. You can't see a snake without a rope supporting it. You see the world, Mithya. You can't see the world without Bhagavan supporting it. So what is the world, Bhagavan? Appearing to be different. This is called Adhyasa. In the first verse itself, Bhagavata he does it. Tejo varibhudam yatha vinamayo yatra trisargo amrusha. In the very first verse of Bhagavata. Like the marriage waters. But where the creation is not untruth because Bhagavan is there. Because Bhagavan is there. So the word, if it has come from Bhagavan, has to be Bhagavan, and the whole word is divine. Therefore, love all. And if you love all, serve all. This is Finnish language. Love all. Right? Serve all. And the word will come here. That's why I said Finnish language. Both it will come. Ahameva asam agri. Na anyat yat sat asat param. Pacha aham yadecha. Yo avasishyate. So asmi aham. Saha asmi aham. I was alone there in the beginning. I alone was there in the middle. I alone was there. Will be there when it's over. Before the dream, I alone was there. In the dream, I alone was there. When the dream ended, I alone was there. Who is the most egoistic person? Bhagavan. I. Why? Because that I has all eyes. So what do you do to end the ego? Expand your ego. Do not try to get out of it. Expand your ego. See all in you. See all in you. And then how do you see that if it is not there? Next verse. This is Adhyasa. Rute artham yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta cha atmani tat vidyat atmano mayam yatha abhaso yatha tamaha. What time?
We have another 15 minutes.
Oh, more than. At least I can finish the second. Right? I don't have second thoughts on that. Right? So what is there? How do you see this word which is not there? It says Maya. What is Maya? Rute artham yat pratiyeta. Without a substance, what is seen? Your dream. There is no substance. But it is seen. Rute artham. Artham is substance. Rute without. Pratiyeta, which is experience. Na pratiyeta atmani. In fact, it is not there. In fact, it is not there. Tad vidyat atmano maya. Understand that to be the maya of the self. Self means what? Bhagavan's maya. Even your own maya. How did you create the dream? Without anything. Your own maya. Atma can apply to both. Atmano maya yatha abhaso yatha tamaha. Like as though Rahu Ketu have covered the sun. In fact, they cannot cover. But it appears to be covered. That's called adhyasa, superimposition. That's called adhyasa, superimposition. Therefore, the creation that you have is covering the truth through your ignorance, the Rahu Ketu. You understand, sir? So, he explains that. Then, next step. यथा महांति भूतानि भूतेषु उच्चावकेशेन प्रविष्टन्य अप्रविष्टानि तथा तेषु न तेषु अहम्. Like the mud entering into the pot. Mud was there. Will you call it pot? It is made into a pot. What happened? Now mud has entered into that pot. Has it really entered? No. Apravishtaha, it has not entered. But pravishtavati, it appears as though it has entered. Apravishtaha, pravishtavati. You understand? As though it has entered. Likewise, nothing happened, nobody entered into anything. It appears as though even Bhagavan entered into the names and forms. Even Bhagavan entered into names and forms. He alone is there, right? Mud alone is the Satyam in the pot and the jar and all that. Mud alone is the Satyam. Right? He alone is there. He has not entered into anything. But it appears as though he has entered. That's how the creation. He is explaining what is Adhyasa. Right? Then how do I know? Beautifully says, Anvaya Vyatireka Bhyam, through the process of Anvaya Vyatireka. How do you know the real you? How do you know the real you? What is real, what is unreal? That which comes and goes is unreal. That which is there all the time is real. The body, you didn't come with the body. It will slowly came, it will one day leave, therefore it is not real. Your mind, different thoughts come, emotions change. Emotions change. Before 6:30, people didn't mind me. Now it's getting late, they are worried. Your emotions change. When you understand? So that's not you. What changes is not you. Intellect. Before you came with limited confusion. Now you have added more confusion. So that's also not you. Whatever is added, whatever is going out of you is not you. The real you cannot go. That which sustains in all the changes, observes the changes, supports the changes, will never leave, is called real. That which comes and goes is called apparent, not unreal. Apparent. Dream is not unreal because you experience. World is not unreal because you experience. But mithya, apparent. What is apparent? That which has another truth behind it. Behind dream there is a truth. Behind ornaments there is a truth. Behind the world there is a truth. That's called mithya. That's called mithya. What is mithya? He never eats. Appears as though he is eating. Right? That's called mithya. So, in you, if you have to know what is the real you, dismiss all the changing things and assert what doesn't change. When the body, mind, intellect is there, I am there. When they are not there also, I am there. When the waker is there, I am there. When the waker becomes the dreamer, I am there. Right? And when the dreamer goes, I am there. And when the sleeper wakes up, I am there. When the waker is there, I am there. When the waker is not there also, I am there. When the waker, dreamer and deep sleeper are there, I am there. When they are not there also, I am there. When the earring, chain and bangle is there, gold is there. When the earring, chain and bangle are not there, gold is there. In and through what is there is called Anvaya. Even when they are not there in opposite conditions, it is there. That's called Vyatireka. That which is asserted through Anvaya Vyatireka Nyayena, that is the truth. So you find out who you are through Anvaya Vyatireka. This is the Chatusloki. The 4 slokas of Bhagavatam. Therefore, Bhagavatam is Vedanta Sara because it talks about creation and it says creation is Adhyasa. Adhyasa is because of Maya. How to know the truth is through Anvaya Vyatireka. Is complete Vedanta. This is the original Vedanta given by Narayana to Brahma in the heart. Chatusloki. Now, those 10 topics, I'll just finish it. What is Sarga? The 10 chapters, Sarga is creation, Visarga is modified creation, or recreation, not recreation, recreation. Sthana is the place where Bhagavan is there, Vaikuntha Vijaya. We'll read that. Poshanam, Anugraha, Bhagavan's Anugraha. Bhutayaha, Vasanas. Manvantara, Saddharmas. Ishanukata, stories of the Lord. In the 9th skanda, or Ikshvaku says. Nirodha, dissolution. Mukti, freedom. Ashrayaha, abode. These are the 10 topics. You will explain one by one. What is Sarga, creation? Bhuta, Matra, Indriya, Dhyam, Janma, Sarga, Udaputaha. Bhuta, the 5 elements. In subtle form, not the gross form that you are seeing. Tanmatras. Bhuta, Matra, sense objects. Indriya, 5 senses. Bhuta, 5 elements. 5 sense objects. What sense objects? They are not physical. Forms, sounds, smell, taste, touch. They are the matras. 5 elements. Prithvi, Tejo, Vayu, Akashas. Indriya, 5 senses. Dhyam, intellect, if somebody has. Right? These 16 form the original Sarga. Janma, Sarga, Udaputaha. They are in Bhagavan. They are all the time potentially there in Bhagavan. That is called Sarga. That's called Sarga, creation. Then with this potential things in Bhagavan, masala is added, guna is added. Guna is added. Today morning, Kavita gave me first idli, small idli. Then she gave me dosa. I said, Amma, you make only one for me enough. She said, the same duff only I make in this form, so idli, that form, dosa. Matter is only same. So with the same, these 16, gunas are added by Brahma, and that becomes Visarga. These 16 things, when 3 gunas are added, that becomes Visarga. So he says, Brahmano guna Vaishamya. Through the Vaishamya, Vishama we say in Tamil also, you know. What is Vishama? Sama is equal. Vishama, not equal. Niraya is there. You understand? Vishama, not equal. Vaishamya, by disproportion in these 3 gunas, Visarga, the Visarga, the creation of Brahma. First creation is by Narayana, 16, because it is in the Hindu. Then gunas are added, that is creation of Brahma. Second this thing. Which physically in the Bhagavatam, 3rd skanda is Sarga, 4th skanda is Visarga. 5th skanda is Thana. There is a lovely verse which comes in 5th skanda, where he describes the entire Bhugola, Khagola, and then Nakshatras. Then he gives us varieties, 27 or 29, because we can choose 29 narakas. You can decide where you want to go. Because for each he gives a plan. You want this naraka, you do this. You want that naraka, you do this. So astrology, astronomy, right? Astral planes, earthly planes, all are described in the 5th skanda along with Rishabha, Jadabharata stories. That's only limited. Because Priyavrata, their original origin, Priyavrata divides the earth and all with this. And then beautifully says Vedavyasa, ending, don't think I took you unnecessarily through these descriptions. Because in the 5th skanda, most of them is the, don't think I have wasted your time and energy. Your mind has to be diverted to Bhagavan. So first, I told you all this is Bhagavan, the place where Bhagavan lives. So you have now focused on the gross form of Bhagavan. That which is become an adept in focusing, even though it is gross, becomes fit for contemplation on the subtle form of Bhagavan. How lovely. Not only he did, and he explains that. Sthula Rupa is to enable you to focus on the Sukshma Rupa. That is Vaikuntha Vijaya Sthana of Bhagavan. 5th skanda. 6th skanda, Poshana. How Bhagavan blesses the corrupted bodies like Ajamila and Rutrasura. Ajamila and Rutrasura. I can't do today, tomorrow I will be doing. I will never miss Rutrasura because he is my favorite character in Bhagavatam more than Krishna. The Rakshasa, but divine Rakshasa. You will see that too. Right? Rutrasura story. So that is Poshana, Bhagavan's Anugraha on these two people. Bhutayaha Vasanas. Prahlada born in the Rakshasa family, but his Vasanas are different. Right? So Vasanas. Manvantras, Sadharmas. That is the talking about various dharma is that which keeps things intact. Dharete dharma. So Manvantras, Sadharmas. He talks where the first avatar, Matsya avatar also is dead there. And the Manu, the present Manu is Dravidian king. Why I am telling this? All the people that will come are the Manu's descendants. This so-called Dravidian order, where which we belong, they create politics. Aryans, Dravidians. Aryans, Dravidians. You don't know. Bhagavata says, the Aryan says, everybody is a Dravidian. And now you are fighting for what? You are fighting for what? You understand? So, that is Manvantara. 9th is Ishan Katha, where all the Ikshak comes. Rama's story. He just 3 chapters, giving all the details. But he says, I don't have to tell you more because the Raja-rishi Valmiki, he says in that verse, has done so elaborately, he doesn't do. Right? 9th skanda. The 10th is the cream, essence for which everybody looks. 10th skanda has 2 divisions, 40% of Bhagavata, which is Krishna Avatara. The 11th skanda is the teaching of Krishna Avatara to Uddhava. That is the real purpose of Bhagavata, the teaching. But for you to prepare your mind, 9 skandhas to come to Krishna, then you identify with Krishna, you become a devotee. Then Uddhava Gita is given in the 11th skandha. Then 12th skandha is to explain Maya. Here is a very strange person, Markandeya Rishi. All of us know Maya, we don't know Brahman. Markandeya Rishi knows Brahman, doesn't know Maya. So when Narayana appears before him, he says, what boon you want? Bhagavan, I don't want any boon, but I want to see your Maya. So Bhagavan shows the Maya. He will do when we come to 12. These are the Dwadasa skandhas with 10 topics. Dasa Lakshanaha. The last 10 skandhas are each given a name. Therefore, Dasa Lakshanaha. Right? And then the third thing starts with creation. Creation starts with what, you know? I have 5 minutes. Creation starts with death, ignorance. You want to create something, you have to destroy something. You want to create a earring, chain and bangle, you have to destroy the gold lump, make it into chain. Gurudev says, death of the previous condition is the birth of the present condition. That is called creation. So there cannot be creation without first death. You understand? So therefore, Brahma creates death first, Anda Tamisra. Then Tamisra, ignorance. Then ignorance. After that, these are negative forces are needed. Because all of you say, why world is bad, it is needed. I told you yesterday here, today morning to children, world can sustain only through problems. No hunger, no agriculture. Where will you get money? No weather problems, no housing. No health problems, no doctor. Where is economy? The whole world survives on problems. God is not immune to the dead. Therefore, Anda Tamisran, Tamisran. Anda Tamisran, Tamisran. Then he creates various natural phenomena. After creating the natural phenomena, he creates Sanat Kumaras. Sanat Kumaras, he says, now Brahmaji says, you multiply the world. They said, that's your problem. We are free, we are going off. You, that's your problem. You create. We are free people, we go off. He got upset. In that angry mood, he is thinking, what am I to do? I am supposed to multiply. In that angry mood, what comes is Rudra. Because angry mood. Rudra destroys. Rudra destroys. As soon as he comes, he is crying. Where is my ID? Where is my ID? Aadhaar card. Exact words, sir. You give me a place, you give me a name. You give me a place, you give me a name. He says, okay, I give you a name. You came crying, you know. So Rudati, Rodayati, the one who weeps and makes others weep. Rudati, Rodayati, Rudraha. Your name is Rudra. Then Brahma says, what am I doing? Because Rudra he created. Then he asked Rudra to create. He created Bhuta Pisachis and all that. Then Brahma got perplexed. What am I doing? Where am I going? Then Bhagavan again comes and tells Brahmaji, stop this type of creation. Create through tapas. So first he creates the best of creation, the human beings, the pair, Swayambhu and Shatarupa. Swayambhu Manu and Shatarupa. And thereafter he has 3 daughters and 2 sons. Akuti, Devahuti, Prasuti, 3 daughters. Priyampada and Uttanapada, 2 sons. Priyampada and Uttanapada. Akuti is given to Rucha. Devahuti is our hero. Third skanda, which we will in detail discuss, was given to Kartama Rishi, whose son is Kapila Bhagavan. Prasuti is given to Daksha. Priyampada is the father of Agnidra, then Navi, Vrishabha, Bharata. 5th chapter, 5th skanda, we are going to read that. Uttanapada is the famous father of Dhruva, which we will do in the 4th skanda. This is Manu Santati, which expanded is which is the 9th skanda, Ikshvaku onwards. The 10th is what we are all looking forward. Krishna Janma. When is it? On the 12th. On the 12th. Where is Krishna born? Depends on you. All of you, till 12, is in Krishna consciousness. You can feel his birth in your heart. This has happened. They came and told me, even last Saptaham, sir, all of them, each one came and told me, sir, we experienced Krishna in our heart. It will happen to you if you maintain that mood. Otherwise, only my story, and you will have some prasad. Extra prasad. Any North Indians here? You can make Makhan Misri. Krishna Janma. Makhan Misri you should bring. Krishna Janma. Right? So that is 12th. Let Krishna be born in you. Then you go into Samadhi. Not Samadhi. Go to the pinnacle of meditation through Rasa Leela. Samadhi is Rukmini Kalyana. 12th is Krishna Janma, 15th is Rasa Leela, 17th is Rukmani Kalyan. Right? We will see tomorrow. The rest of the third Skata up to 7 or 8 we will finish tomorrow. How do you do? You will only do 2 days too. That's what Bhagavan's Maya is. He can do, he can undo, he need not otherwise. He will do otherwise. He will do otherwise. Okay, now we will have a bhajan.